AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. A first down throw for Prescott. And his first pass is incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
It's coming now. Here we go. Wide. Here we go, 46. Here we go, 47.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And some room to work. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 55 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. 73 yards. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First down, Prescott. It's complete to Williams. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, go 480. Let's go. Let's finish now. 26.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Fournette, a first down carry. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Let's go. Here we go.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Jeff Heath, the one to bring him down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll go down at the 28. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a first down. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. A handoff to Fournette. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. Again, it's Fournette. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Bortles. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And out now come the Cowboys. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go. Over here. Start that. Hey, switch. Get out. 26.
On 1st and 10, Prescott flushed out right. They find some open field here. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Here we go. 47.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And now out come the Jags. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Here we go. Omaha. 372. 11B. Throw left.
Bortles now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, hey, switching gears for a second. Halfway through the preseason, any big takeaways that you've seen so far, Charles?
No, just a few come to mind. Number one, the roster of 90 that stays that way throughout preseason, I think is a boon for every team because you can practice a little bit better, get a few more things done because you have more bodies, and those guys get to get on tape for 4 preseason games, so I think that's really good. The other part is normal execution, struggle a little bit. Early in the season, guys trying to get it back together. And last but not least, the practice of coming together with another team, 2 joint practices before a preseason game, becoming more and more widespread, and you're getting a lot of really good competition in practice with the best versus the best from each team.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Under. Hey, here we go. We're going right there. Start that over here. Start that. 26.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Here we go. 26.
2nd down, Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott rolling to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 16. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
His throw incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Lucy. 372.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Throwing his Bortles, eluding the pressure right. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
So right. Hank.
Bortles to throw on second down. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Bortles to the former Jet, Seferian-Jenkins for the Jags first down. On first and 10, here's Bortles. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Randy Gregory. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Out to his left. Looking long for West. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
There we go, kill. Here we go, line in. Here we go, 46.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll get this up only to about the 22. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Here we go, line in. 26.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This will be taken about the 12. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
11B, 11B. 380, 11B.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Buying time to his left. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
The pitch to Fournette. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
372. Go left. 380. 380. Go left.
To throw is Bortles. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
Let's go.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Lucy. 372. Throw left. Hank.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
But when it all comes together and you get the field goal block that's been designed, that's been drawn up, everyone has to feel good about on that side of the ball. How about that one there? To the left side, knew what they had. That's where they wanted to be, and they got their designated guy turned free.
So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal.
Swing to the pit, right. To the right. Check. Here we go. 47. Hustle. 46.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. The 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Allen Hurns, 64 yards. And the Cowboys are in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff should put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Let's go. 11.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He sets to fire deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here we go on 4th down with Bortles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tyrone Crawford forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards.
11B.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And he's going to go down again.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Hank.
On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
Here we go, 46. 26.
They go play action here on 1st down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is third and 3.
11B, 11B.
From the gun, it's Bortles. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Couple of nice plays for Jacksonville. Another first down there. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now Bortles. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. Past the 20. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. T.J. Yeldon, 47 yards. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. They do tack on the extra point as well. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception.
Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. Important extra point up and through, and that will make this a 4-point game. Bailey now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Dance, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Lewis. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Wherein someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you had.
They start on the ground with Elliott, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Again, it's Elliott, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Check 4. Here we go.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken around the 12. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
Throw left. Here we go.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get them in the end zone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. One final try now for Bortles. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.